These are actually for the Volkswagen bus that I had done epoxy primer on a few months ago. So these are getting painted a green color. They're a single stage paint. There's no clear coat involved. We are not going to use a sealer either. These are sanded down with a red Scotch Brite pad. They've all been wiped off and blown off. The reason why I'm not using a sealer is this is like some sort of a powder coated primer. It is really durable. I didn't sand through it anywhere. So we're gonna leave it at that. I try not to put too much paint on rims because the thicker the build, when you start putting the center caps on, or the tires, when you have a real thick build of paint, it ends up chipping off easier than if you just have a thinner layer. So I'm hoping to coat these with 2, maybe 3 coats of paint. We'll see how it goes. So let's go mix up some paint. Okay, what we're going to use is this Nason. It's made by DuPont. It's called Fulthane 2K urethane paint. It's a single stage paint. It does not require a clear coat. It uses a hardener, and it also uses a reducer. Now, I'm going to have to look up on the paper the mixing ratio because they covered it with a tag and I forget. I think it's 8 to 2 to 1. I have a paper right here that'll show me what it is. Let me find it. Here we go. The Volkswagen bus is probably going to get painted with the same stuff. It's going to be an off-white cream color on the top and then this green color on the bottom. And because I think single stage works really well when there's a non-metallic color. And these old vehicles are not in the sun 365 days a year. So this might be a little bit less UV quality, or it won't last as long through UV protection. But it honestly, you'll never have a problem with this. Not on something that gets driven 20, 30 times a year, you know. So here's our mixing ratio right here. We're going to use 2K urethane binder, which is the color. We're going to use 8 parts of that. We're going to use activator, 1 part of activator, and then 2 parts reducer. Now, when you guys reduce this, you have to go in that order. You have to put the 8 parts of paint in first. You have to put the activator in second, and then the reducer third. If you switch these 2 around and you put the 8, then the 2, then the 1, you're going to be off. You're going to end up using more hardener, I think. I don't know. I always go in order just to make sure that I don't mess that up. So 8 to 1 to 2. And I don't think my mixing cups have that ratio on it. Let me see here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stops at 7 to 1 to 1. So we're going to have to get a PPG cup here. This should go to 8 to 1. No, it does not. So what we're going to have to do then is, these only hold about 22 ounces of paint. So let me check one other brand of cup here and see if this has it or not. No, none of my cups have it. So what we're going to do then, we know that it's 8 parts of paint, okay? So let's just say we fill this to 8 ounces. That's our 8 parts of paint. And then let's say we put 1 ounce of activator, which brings it to 9. And then we put 2 ounces of reducer, which brings it to 11. So let's double that formula. So we're going to go 16. So 8 plus 8 is 16. We're going to go activator. We're going to take that number 1 to a 2. So that'll bring us to 18. And then we're going to take this reducer. Instead of a 2, it's going to be 4, which is going to bring us up to 22 ounces, which should be the perfect amount to fill this cup up with the sleeve in it. I did not put this quart into the paint shaker. I'm just going to stir it. I'm not running any heat today in the spray booth. It's 75 degrees outside, which is plenty fine. No reason to waste gas. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 70 something in there. Yeah, it's 70 degrees in there. That's plenty fine. I'm just rinsing the spray gun real quick, but let's get this mixed up. I'm gonna shake it here for a second. I think this color is a really cool color. It's kind of like a mint green type color. Still got to stir it. Let me put some gloves on. I don't feel like having green hands today. I actually enjoy painting single stage paint. I just think it looks really good. Less to worry about. You know, it's a little bit easier to do. This stuff wet sands and buffs. But yeah, look at that color. I think that's a cool color. I can't say I've ever sprayed a color like that. Still feels a little thick on the bottom, a little bit runnier on the top. This product is a little bit thinner, as you can see. That's why it only requires 2 parts of reducer. You know, like base coat, like this stuff here, is that 4-to-1 or 5-to-1? I forget. The Sickens, the base coat that I painted at 59 Impala. I'm actually going to sandblast the 5 rims for that 59 Impala this weekend and paint them the color of the car. So, but that's going to have to be base coat, clear coat, because I don't have any single stage that matches that color. It's a real hard color to match, so we're going to end up having to use a base coat, clear coat. But those rims, I'm going to have to put a sealer on them because I'm going to sandblast them to bare metal. So I'm going to have to put down a epoxy primer before I put the color down. Those rims, if there's a little bit of pitting or anything like that, I'm not going to be too concerned about it because once the hubcaps and everything go on those rims, there's only about that much that shows of the color of the rim. All of it's covered up. So as long as we get it, you know, rust-free rims and we paint them up, we'll be fine. So let's take our cup here and we're going to fill this to 16 ounces. Let me poke a couple holes. I always like to poke holes in this rim because then whatever gets trapped in this rim runs back into the can. And I've never had a problem with resealing the lid after I've done this. So it's not like it dries the paint out or anything like that. So now we need 16 ounces of this green. It's been a while since I've done a video of painting. For car parts, that is. Okay, now we need 2 ounces of hardener rather than 1. One of these I think is open. I think it's this one. I think the other one's brand new. Yep, this one's open. So we need to take this to 18 ounces. I went a tiny bit over the line because I was a tiny bit over on the 16, so I'm just matching that. So now we need to add 4 ounces of reducer. So we're going to take our 18, 20 is 2, 22 is 4. Perfect, just above the 22. So now I'm going to mix this up, I'm going to get it in the gun, and we're going to go out there and get a couple coats of green on. That right there is half of this quart, 16 ounces. So we have a half a quart left. So I'm hoping this goes pretty far. It should be fine. It's only 4 rims. I am going to paint the front and back of the rims. I got a light in the spray booth freaking out. I got like 2 bulbs that are bad. It's not the light bulbs, it's actually the ballast that's inside of the LED fixture that went bad. And what happens is when those ballasts go bad, or whatever you want to call them, controller boxes, it makes the other lights in that one circuit kind of flash. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. I got to clean the spray booth and take those lights out and fix them. It's never the bulb usually, it's always the box in the back, so you can just take the box out, replace the box, and put a new bulb in there. So now we got to pour this into the cup. Like I said, this is just over 22 ounces. As you can see, that's perfect for this cup size.
First coat I'm going to put on, I'm not going to go super heavy with it. I'm just going to put on a nice, even, light to medium coat. And I'm going to let it set for 10 minutes before I put my second coat on. That what this first coat's going to do is going to be act like an adhesive, like a tack coat that my next coat will stick to. So let me get this set up with the gun on it and everything, and we'll get out there and put a coat on.
Okay, so that's coat number one. We're going to get them with two coats. Second coat, I'm going to go on that side of the bar, just in case I've missed anything from being on this side only. So we'll go on that side and we'll hit them from there. Second coat should be all we need. That's covered beautifully. All right, it's been about 10 minutes, and now we're going to put on the second coat, and then we should be good to go.
22 ounces of paint was plenty to do all 4 of them. So we still have a pint left, which is good because I'm gonna buy a gallon when I do the bus, but any parts, let's say underneath interior parts or anything like that, I can put this down first. Cannot reuse this paint, so whatever's left in here, you have to toss it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this gun cleaned, and then this cup rinsed out, and then we'll take a look at what they look like. I think they turned out awesome. I really like that color. I think it's gonna go really nice with the cream white. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so let's go take a look at them. And if you notice, this is the face here, this side's the back, that side's the back. I face the backs together and the fronts outwards. And another thing I don't do is I try not to spin my rim on my pipe, because this pipe has painted so many rims and stuff over the years. You see this paint all over it. If I start spinning that a lot around there, I'm just gonna have dirt fall into the rim. So I moved this one a little bit at first, but then I realized, hey, you're not supposed to do that. So, all right, that's gonna end this video, just a quick video. Figure I'll show you guys how I normally paint rims so that the front and back get painted all at the same time, and you don't have to try to mask it off and do one side at a time. I've had this pole laying around for 20 years. I honestly don't even know where it came from. I've just had it forever, and I just bring it in the shop when I need it. Other than that, it just sits outside. So, all right, guys, if you're liking what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. And this weekend, we'll probably sandblast those rims for the 59. We will get those painted. And then also, maybe we'll make a video on putting front disc brakes on that 59. Once again, I have never done them before on a 59 Impala. It's a kit, so it's going to take a little bit of reading and figuring out. Hopefully it won't be too bad. I don't know if the spindles need to be changed or not. I don't think so, because I don't think there's spindles in the kit. At least I hope not. If there are, we're going to have to use a spring compressor to compress the front coil springs so that we can take off the upper and lower control arm. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys later.